How is that, Can-Am people? How is that oil filter change? Pretty easy, huh? Early spring, these cabinets were out of office furniture. Marauders, welcome back to the channel. This video, I'm going to be changing the oil on my 2021 RZR Ultimate Trail 50-inch wide machine. Has their ProStar 900 engine, which is 75 horsepower. And it'll be interesting to see how long it takes me to change the oil on this machine as compared, many of you have watched my videos on changing oils on my Can-Am machine. So let's get to it. Welcome back to the channel. Please consider subscribing. That's how we keep track of how we're doing with our content. If you can please hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. I'll remove the storage box and the engine cover panel. Not a huge deal, but I think it's worth showing just how easy it is to gain access to the engine and remove my storage box. That gives you access to the engine fill area as well as your air filter, other engine components. Also easy to get access to the oil filter. I may remove the seat to get at the oil filter. I don't know if that's necessary. Let's back this thing out and let it sit outside to warm up. So while the machine is outside warming up, let's go get the oil filter oil change kit. RZR 900 oil change kit, 5W50 oil. Let's take a peek in here and see what the kit has included. I apologize, my shop is messy. Early spring, these cabinets were out of office furniture. We got new office furniture. These would have been thrown out, really would have been recycled. I thought they'd be a good fit for my shop, and they're starting to come in handy. But as you can see, I got to clean up my shop and get a little more organized than it is. Again, the dealer marked in here, because sometimes I'm forgetful. They marked what the oil kit was for. Seems basic. Oil filter. I should have an oil wrench for this. Filter wrench. Oh, they do give you a crush washer. And they give you 2 quarts of oil plus another 16 ounces of oil, which is really good. Okay, and I believe I found that these kits are very accurate and take all the oil. So, all right, let's get upstairs, start to get organized for the oil change. So I'm starting to change things like my GoPro cameras my manuals are in there now. But oil for the machines, including the tractor, I'm going to devote to that cabinet. My manuals are going to go in this cabinet. Then maybe my GoPro camera is going to go there. And then I'm going to organize my shop tools in the upper cabinets to get things off the counters. I don't like things on counters, and that seems where I always end up putting my tools and supplies, and I end up clearing them off every time I have to do a major project. As you can tell, I've been under the weather, and when I get sick, my sugar goes a little crazy. I've been dealing with that, and had a rough month. Got my BMW M44i, got rear-ended, suffered some injuries with that. Hopefully they're minor. And then yesterday I put my zero-turn mower in the creek. Very wet around the creek, and that wasn't a fun experience. All right, let's continue to get set up for this oil change. By the way, none of that is good for your sugar. Those of you who have diabetes, stress isn't good for your blood sugar, and it hasn't been good for mine. So we're just trying to get through it. Plus, I've been fighting a flu and a cold this last week. Let's keep going. I haven't posted the video yet on changing the oil of the RZR Pro, but I will be probably soon. I try to use these mechanic ramps when I change the oil. It just makes it easier to get video of me under the machine. Actually, it makes access under the machine, especially this one because it's low, all around easier. Engine temperature is up to 181 degrees, which should be plenty warm enough. Let's pull the dipstick. Let me get a light to show you this. This is, and remember, other than my Honda Rubicon, my first side-by-side was a Polaris Ranger 2006, and even that was easy to change the oil. So look at where the filter and dipstick are. Oh man, is that dirty. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Let's pull this. I'll remove the dipstick. Oil looks pretty good. Get the dipstick out. I actually bought these pig mats, I think they're called. They absorb oil really well for when I had my boat. And I use them. I have a big roll of them. I've been using them for years. They come in very handy. All right, let's get under the machine. Ooh, doggy. Well, you're gonna have to trust me. Oblong shaped access point to the engine oil pan. I hope that's what it is. If not, I'm gonna drain something else. I really can't see any other access. I don't think it's a transmission fluid drain because it's too far forward. So let's pull that. The oil looks really good. It's got about 29 hours on it. They want you to change it. They want you to change the oil 25 hours. It's got 29 hours on it. I think it has just over 200 miles. Good thing I warmed it up. Look at how well it flows. I think the crush ring ended up falling out into here someplace. It's not on the drain plug. And that went really well. We're gonna let that drain and get up and pull the oil filter. And I have a feeling I'm not gonna be able to use my oil filter wrench on it. Okay, let's get up. I really wanted to use my oil filter wrench, but I don't have the access to put this on the end of the wrench and get the ratchet in there to actuate it. So I have to go back to an old style oil filter wrench, and I think I can get that around the filter. I'm gonna try to put a pig grease mat underneath the filter to catch any oil in case it drips off. So that's under there to catch dripping oil, if you can see it. Let's see if I can get the wrench around it. Oh, I got it on. And it's got it broken free. Probably recommend taking at least one of the seats out to change the oil filter. It will give you more clearance for the oil wrench. Still pretty tight. I love when these manufacturers tell you to put these on finger tight, and then you always go remove the first one and it's like they had Godzilla install them. God, could the threads be longer? Okay. It's actually very good. Kind of got me in there. And what's always reassuring is when the new filter, and again, I buy components from my dealer, that way there's a record. They always have a record of the oils I'm changing in case there is a warranty issue or something that is a premature failure. I usually don't have my machines that long, but let's put that on. New crush washer. They don't give you an oil number because I don't think they want you to buy it from anyone else. I'm sure it's in the manual. There's the oil. think that's 2.5 quarts. Let's put the oil filter on. Let's see how easy that goes. Let's keep rolling. Right here. There's an area, my God, Can-Am people. Oh gosh. Is this awesome or what? If you've seen my Can-Am oil changes, you'll understand why I'm so excited over slipping on an oil filter that easily, right? Too funny. Just too funny. Okay. Boy, this oil change I think is going to be under an hour, and that's with my camera set up. Okay. How is that, Can-Am people? How is that oil filter change? Pretty easy, huh? Oh my God. Hope I didn't start a revolution here. All right, let's put the drain plug back in with a new crush washer. Hey, thanks for joining me on this video. The old crush washer is in the pan. And I'm doing this blind. And there she goes, the thread's caught. And what's key is don't over tighten these. And by the way, I am the king of over tightening. So I bought this new oil drain pan, and it's pretty neat. I got it really for the excavator because that takes a lot of oil, more than any of these machines. And it's got a nice little area to set your filter upside down to drain it. You can see there's a crush ring that fell into the pan. And I think it holds 24 quarts, which is a lot, right? Okay, let's put the new oil in. I think this is pretty interesting. I don't think my first Polaris Ranger with a 900cc engine, and that was, I think, a 2016 Polaris Ranger 900cc engine. I think that took like 1.25 quarts of oil, not 2.5 quarts of oil. I remember there was a time where it was they were trying to have small engines take very little oil when they switched to synthetic. I really like that this takes maybe an extra quart of oil. Now, I'm not the best at pouring oil. Let's see how I do. I love the access to this engine and the oil filter. Wasn't that great? And I'm gonna put all 2.5 quarts in. I usually don't, but I've learned, you know what? It says, Polaris says 2.5 quarts, that's what it is. And again, I spilled some of that. Boy, guys, this might be under an hour, even with my camera changes. This might be under an hour. Put the oil cap on. The big assembly, oh boy, this is hard. Putting the engine cover on. Oh boy, putting the storage box back in. Oh man, that was hard. Let's put the dipstick in and start her up. Okay, let's crank her over and then we'll check the oil. Including my camera changes, my camera setup, fussing around with different things to make this video. It's been 51 minutes. And by the way, it would have been 51 minutes on that machine, except I didn't have the right oil filter wrench. I still don't. I have to get that. And the instructions were wrong on how to get to the engine oil filter on the RZR Pro. The oil is perfect. I can see it. It's almost exactly between the add mode and the safe mode. You can't see it, but that's almost exactly where it is. Oh boy. I have to wrestle and put on this oil filter cover that allows access to the dipstick and oil cover. I wonder how long that's going to take. Not long. Sorry, I had to do that. Let's take a quick walk around and see what I used. Of course, there's my cardboard, which I like. My roll of pig mat. I think it's called pig mat. For grease. Those are really essential when changing oil. My new oil drain pan, as you can see it, and I'm just throwing all my garbage in there for now. My old oil wrench for small filters worked, oil filter wrench worked. 7/32 Allen wrench. I had troubles getting this out of the drain plug Probably because that might be metric. I don't know. That could be the reason why it didn't fit. I had to use a pair of big pliers on it to get it out. 3/8 drive. That was it. Including camera setup, it was 51 minutes. Amazing, Polaris. Great job. Great job, Polaris. So that's the oil change on the RZR Trail Ultimate. 51 minutes. Remember, that was including all my camera setup, searching for the right tools, getting the oil filter downstairs in my shop, and setting up these ramps, which all of you, some of you are smaller than me, you don't need to set up ramps to get underneath the machine. I think that's amazing, especially coming from Can-Am's with that V-twin engine, which I love, that I know would take longer to do. We know that. I've posted videos on it. As you can tell, I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather. I am the luckiest YouTuber in the world, as I have you as viewers and subscribers. Thank you for your well wishes. Some of you have sent me emails, others have posted comments. I appreciate that. Again, this really isn't a do-it-yourself channel, but I just show you what I do. This is what I do. This is what I enjoy doing, and part of enjoy riding off-road is I have to service this equipment. You're along with me for a ride. I'm not an expert. You see me fumble and bumble sometimes and make mistakes, and then this I thought went really well. Thank you for coming back to the channel. Please subscribe. Please subscribe, share the video. If you like the content, please hit the like button. Please respect each other. I'm having problems talking also. I hope to see you on the trail. Thank you and God bless.